All right, what's up, everyone? To watch this video here for Monday, March 2nd, showing you the daily chart of the SPY. We had a big gap down on Friday and a big reversal. If you look at it on an intraday basis, though, most of that reversal happened in about the last 15 minutes. The market was down. Dow was down about 1,000 points, I think, right about here. And over 15 minutes, it climbed probably about 700. So that's just a little window into how crazy things are right now. And last I saw, futures are gapping down again. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm not that bothered by any of it because I just log in every day in cash and then put money to work on intraday A-plus setups. I'm going to show this. This is every trade I've taken in 2020 so far. Had a couple blips along the way, but I'm really, every time you see a green dot, that's just a new high for the year. What I'm really proud of, though, is this area here would be this last week when the market fell apart. I don't short, and you don't even see a blip on the downturn in the market in my equity curve. So I'm really proud of that. I don't say this in a bragging fashion. I actually just say it because I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of the process that I put to work every day, and this is a result of the process that we teach in chat and in our trading course. So again, I hope it doesn't come off as bragging. And usually after I show my equity curve, I have one of those down blips in my equity curve because it's almost like karma, right? But I hope you understand I don't mean it that way. The teamwork's been fantastic, and we're going to do what we've been doing for the entire year on Monday. So we're gonna I'll show you the watch list I'm going to start with. I'll show you an example for those of you who didn't make it in chat on Friday. OPGN, I'm sorry, was just coiling. It was conceived or perceived to be a coronavirus play, and it gapped up, sold off, and then put in this really tight coil. I just said over the mic, I'm going to try this over 320, outside of the range with the high of day still above as a potential catalyst. And you can see I hit my buy button twice because I liked it enough as it hit 320, filled on both my buys, and I scale out into strength, so this isn't the entire position, but that was my best sell, 408. Pretty darn close to the high of day, and you'll notice as I go over the watch list for Monday, OPGN is back on watch. And VAX. I just wanted to point out, Jane called this in chat right here on Friday for those of you that didn't make it. Seller at the half with with red to green and high of day above, coronavirus play, and Jane's idea was through 1450. And you can see it got all the way over 1750 without ever looking back at that entry. It did later, but scaling out into strength. And I always say this, if you learn to time your entries right, the rest of the trade will take care of itself. It's always nice to take the proper entry so you're not underwater for even a second in the trade. And that's what we strive to teach. One of the things we strive to teach. IBIO is another example. I called it over this tight little kind of flag here. That might not be it. It was over this. It doesn't look like much of a flag on fives, but if I had it on ones, you'd see really tight flag with the earlier high just above. So called it over 245, I believe, with the high of day break would have been a half number inflection point, 250. So the 245 break, it went almost a buck within 30 minutes, which is a huge percentage gain. So there's some examples from the chat on Friday. Anyway, so what are we watching? Let's go back and look at the SPY. Again, I don't know what to expect, but I don't know. I hate to say this. I almost don't expect more downside, but I don't make any money predicting the overall market because I'm terrible at it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. But you did see some big buying come in at the end of the day. And, the SPY got all the way down to basically to support and had a nice reversal. So I don't think it's going to free fall as easily anyway, depending, of course, on how bad the news is. All right. So anyway, that's my little take on the market. What am I watching for Monday? KBH, which is KB Homes, is just straight down with the rest of the market, but it's a home builder, and rates are low, and rates are probably going lower. I don't see something like this being as affected by the coronavirus as other things. Again, I could be wrong if no companies are making money. I don't know, but to me, it's down to support. And you can't see it on this chart because I don't have the 200 day on this chart, but it basically got the 200 days right about at the bottom of Friday's range. So anyway, especially with a market bounce, this is to me a good stock to be watching for a bounce play. Gilead was like the only actual stock mentioned for coronavirus patients. One of the Gilead's drugs, and it gapped up on that and then tanked for a couple days, all the way back down to support. This isn't a handsome chart, but I don't know. If we catch a low risk entry, you might catch a pretty nice bounce in GILD. GNPX is just, I had it on watch for Friday, and if I go to Friday's chart, you see it never broke its early high. This was like the 15-minute high, and it kind of faded lower. And you saw what happened when it broke its early high on Thursday. And matter of fact, I called it right there. I called it, those of you in chat, over 425, I think, and it went all the way up to 540 something. I had a very nice trade in that one myself. It did not give an entry on Friday, but we're going to watch it again on Monday. Nothing real pretty there, but you could argue strong move, clean pullback right into that buy zone, right? So it does look pretty good when you think of it that way. Costco, COST, another one that I think shouldn't be as affected by the coronavirus. It's Costco. If anything, if you saw the news this weekend, people were going to Costco and filling up carts, as full as they could get them. I'm not suggesting that means Costco's earnings are going to be better. It's just probably a short-term run. But anyway, Costco is a good candidate to me for a bounce on Monday or anytime this week if the market bounces. I like names like that. IBIO, huge move on Friday, closing well off its highs, but we're definitely gonna have some monitors with some charts of the recent coronavirus high flyers, if you will. Our IBIO is one of them. OPGN, already talked about this. Closed above its open on Friday. Big volume. Definitely goes back on watch for Monday. NVAX, talked about that one too. Certainly extended, but it's a coronavirus play. We're going to watch it. BIOC, honestly, I'm assuming coronavirus. I never saw a headline. If you did, share it with me in chat on Monday. But a huge move. So this one needs to be on watch all week. CORV, gapped up coronavirus play. Topped out right around 60 cents. A few days before that, it topped out at 65 cents. So to me, I want to watch this. If this gets any strength, got, what we call stacked catalyst right there. NH, great relative strength on Friday. So we're looking for a continuation play there. SDGR, huge move. Then a few days lower, then a huge bounce that gave back a lot of that bounce on Thursday, but still closed nicely above its open. And then an inside day on Friday and a fairly strong day, relatively speaking, right? So definitely a good watch for Monday. And lastly, I threw work on, which isn't a beautiful chart, but it's in that, a lot of businesses use the webinar type software, like Zoom is another one. And if you look at Zoom, which the symbol is ZM, up until Friday, that thing was on fire. And the thesis is because a lot of company meetings, conferences, and so on have been canceled to keep people from being face-to-face, and they're going to do it over, video communications companies like Zoom. Excuse me. And work is another one. Work is Slack Technologies, and I think, a couple weeks ago or whatever, they announced IBM, the entire corporation, uses it. So there's another example of one, and it's certainly lagging behind Zoom if that thesis is going to continue to play out, where companies are going to be teleconferencing or whatever the word is now, webinars, more often, right? So there's another one. And, you had a couple green days in a row here in a pretty weak tape. So let's keep our eyes on work. And that's the entire list that I have going into Monday. We will find some gappers in the pre-market as well. Let's work together as a team like we've been doing. I actually had my best week of the year last week, and that was without one short. So I think we're on to something. Just going where the recent high flyers, the in-play stocks, waiting for A+ inflection point setups, getting long when they do that, and scaling out into strength. And if you want to be a professional day trader, a lot of it is redundant, right? It's wash, rinse, repeat. Do what's working and keep doing it. All right. Anyway, done babbling. We'll see you in chat tomorrow.